With all of the homeschool planning that I'm doing, I wanted to think about some ways that I can make this year easier for me and then share them with you guys, just in case you're looking for some things that you can change in your homeschool year, your homeschool rhythm, and things of that nature. So in today's video, I will be sharing 8 ways to make homeschooling easier, in my opinion, right? Based on my experience thus far. So yeah, if you're new here, I'm Shadiamond. I'm a homeschooling mom to a 6'5" and 2-year-old. So yeah, the first thing I have on my list is to plan weekly lessons and meals. Now hear me out, I am not a planner that can plan the whole month. Like, things vary. I have a toddler, right? I'm married, so there are some days where it's like, if I have plans, you know, this week, something comes up next week, or even tomorrow, like the next day, I might have to rewrite what we're going to do. But I feel like if you plan a week in advance, lessons, I think that comes easy if you have curriculum. But the meals, right? With homeschool children, you're usually home. Well, not all the time, because we get out every day. But with homeschoolers, you usually are home for a good amount of time, you know, as far as like meals go. So you eat breakfast, you do lunch, you do dinner. But I feel like if you plan those things out in advance, like, it would save you so much time. Or at least myself, I kind of struggle with, okay, I know we're going to have for breakfast. We have to do work, but now what do I need to cook for lunch? What do I need to cook for dinner? Do I need to go to the store, right? Going to the store one time, missing out on ingredients and having to run back to the store. This has been my experience thus far. So I'm like, I need to go ahead and plan out what we're going to have for the entire week. That way I can cut down on decisions that I have to make, and things will run so much more smoother, right? Excuse my son. Okay, the second thing I have on my list of making homeschool easier is self-care for mom. I have been a mom for 6 years, and I feel like it is so much easier to do things for the kids, to care for them, to meet their needs, than it is for me to get myself together. I don't know why that is, but recently I've started getting up in the morning before them, getting a little workout in, reading, journaling, trying to get a feel of our day, right? Writing out little things that I need to accomplish. If I need to go this place, like, I have an idea of what I need to do. Self-care can look different for every mom, but for me, if I know what we're doing today, if I have things laid out, right, if I get a little time to myself, you know, get a little workout in, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I feel like it does me so much more good, as opposed to me just waking up and the kids are up at the same time and I don't know what to do. I'm irritable and things of that nature. So self-care for me, it can look different every single day, but if I get up early before them and I can read, right, I can get a little workout in, or I can just sit and prepare myself for the day, it does me good. So I highly consider that. The third thing I have on my list is to simplify. This could be routines, this could be store trips, this could be curriculum, this could be like your schedule. Simplifying things will help you. If you do too much, you're not going to keep up with it. And speaking from experience, like, I have so many different workbooks and things like that that I have for kids, and I'm like, this year I'm going to simplify, right? I had so much planned last year and nothing got accomplished as far as the, you know, the extra stuff that I added on, because I didn't make it simple. Like, I was trying to do too much. And so for this year, I'm going through every single thing that I want us to cover, right? We're covering our basics. We're going to do our math and language arts. We're going to do Bible, right? This year I want to add in Spanish. I want to add in a cooking day for them, right? I want to add in science, and then sparingly we could do like history and geography, right? But my thing is to keep it simple. Like, if I have the foundation down, the core down, that is fine. I will have to figure out what day we're going to do the other stuff on. But my thing is keep it simple. Like, if it's too complicated, if I can't do it 2 weeks in a row, then I'm probably not going to do it the remainder of the semester. So figuring out how to simplify things. I was once creating all the activities and lessons myself, and I realized that I have 3 kids now. I need some type of guide, right? So that's where curriculum came in for me. And so that was one way I simplified our homeschool, right? Math and language arts is covered. Everything else, I still kind of have to figure out until I buy something, but I feel like that simplified it enough for me to make it manageable to where I can do you know, homeschool. So the fourth thing on my list is workbooks. Listen, when I say I had too many workbooks at one point, but finding the right workbook can definitely help with whatever you're trying to cover. So for me, we are using a curricula for math and language arts, but for other subjects we are using workbooks, right? So for science, for geography, for whatever, like you don't have to use them all the time, you don't have to use them every day, but on those days where it's hard and you want your child to still cover something, workbooks can come in handy. So I will highly encourage you, even if you just need to keep it for those what if days, or you know, sick days, or whatever the case may be, like they can definitely help you simplify your routine on those days. The fifth thing I have on my list is to get outside often. This probably should have been after self-care. Get out often. Like, we have to get out in the sun. For one, kids do not like to be in the house all day. They get irritable, right? They start bickering with each other, fighting each other, howling at each other. And it's like, for me, I need to get out in the sun. I need it. It is a necessity, right? It helps calms us all down. Y'all know if you get out in the sun in the morning time, it helps with going to bed at night. Like, it helps the kids. Like, the sun will wear them out in the summer. So let's be honest, like we're going outside to play for an hour or two because bedtime, right? But in all honesty, like, getting outside often, it can include you walking, right? It can include exercise. It can include going to the park. It can include field trips, right? Outdoor, indoor. But getting outside to do something, right? It could be going to the grocery store. Like, I guess the key is not being in the house all the time or all day. Like, you have to get outside for some reason or another. It's gonna benefit you, you know, health-wise, in terms of vitamin D, you know, sunlight and stuff like that. But it's also gonna benefit you mentally. You know, it gives you a little clarity. You know, it brings calm, it brings peace. Uriah, that's a necessity. Number 6 on my list I have is to use group learning. So if you have children that are close in age, or if you have a curriculum that is designed to teach in multiple ages, buying one thing can simplify your lessons as opposed to buying three different grade levels for 3 different children, right? So wherever you combine things like geography or science or you know, read aloud, things of that nature, doing it together as a group is so beneficial. It makes things easier, and if need be, you can always like channel different grade levels based on your topic. But I guess the key is having everybody on the same topic and then giving them different activities on the grade level. It makes things so much easier. The 7th thing on my list is pick hours that work for you. Everybody's homeschool schedule looks different. Everybody's household is different, right? Some people like to do homeschool in the morning time after they eat breakfast and do chores. Some people like to do homeschool after their baby goes down. Some people like to do homeschool after their baby goes down for a nap in the afternoon time. Some people like to do evening homeschool. Some people also do night homeschool. Like, it really depends, and you have to find out what works for you, what works for your family. For us, I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do, right? I know morning time is the best time for me, but I feel like in the morning time I have to dedicate it to my toddler, you know, play with him, do puzzles, name, little stuff like that, and then invite the girls to come do certain things, right? And so sometimes we can do a few things in the morning and then a few things after he goes down for his nap, but I'm still trying to figure out what works for us. I'm not only saying, hey, we need to be done by 10 o'clock because life, right? Because life. But figuring out what works for you is going to be very beneficial. And the last thing I have on my list is to set goals for each child. This is very important, right? If you don't know what you're working towards, how are you going to get there, right? So setting a goal for each child, it can look like, okay, working on handwriting, right? Reading on grade level, you know, learn a new math skill. If you have goals that you set for each individual child, it can help you reach that goal because you know what you're working towards. Y'all, excuse the noise. Can you turn that off? You know what you're working towards, and you can work towards that every week, right? The bonus tip I have is to consider doing a 4-day school week, right? So Monday through Thursday, have Friday off, start Sunday through Sunday through Wednesday, however you want to structure it, right? But just having a day off to rest, to do field trips, to have fun, to catch up on work. For us, it's usually Monday through Thursday. I'm gonna be honest, it was looking more like a 3-day week than a 4-day week last year, but for the most part, it's like figuring out what works for your family and what season you're in. You know, we have had big transitions this summer, so it's like I'm just trying to find a good groove for us, and I do want to be super consistent and to do things really nice. So let me know what you guys think about that. Like, are any of these helpful? Do you have any tips of your own that has helped make homeschooling easier for you? I will say that having a place for everything and knowing what everything is a plus as well. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.